My name is Antoine Craig, and I'm on the U.S. Men's National Blind Soccer Team. I'm also a U.S. Paralympic track and field athlete, which I'm ranked number 2 in the country. We are the first ever blind soccer team in America, and I believe that we have an opportunity to not just show up in LA 28 for the Olympics there, but I think we have a good chance of winning it. So tell me how to dribble. I am a mental health therapist. Right now, I'm trying to focus more on like individuals with disabilities and men's issues. Like I've gotten to the point now, like in life and career, like I'm able to give back and kind of be that beacon that I didn't have when I first lost my vision. So I've been able to volunteer different stuff. Yeah, thank you. We have the kids coming out from the Department of the Blind and Visually Impaired here in Richmond, and they're part of a summer camp, and they introduce them to different experiences.
Antoine's going to take us through some dribbling. Really appreciative of Antoine and all of his work. I know he's got a very busy schedule with training, competing. I think any chance we get to have a role model within the community to work with us at Sportable and work with us at the Department of the Blind and Visually Impaired, I think it's incredible. So we're really appreciative of him coming out and excited for a good day.
So eventually, you get to the point where you can do this. Our balls, most balls have 8 to 6 rattles, metal casings in it that actually has ball bearings in it, and it makes a rattling noise. So when it moves, it allows us to track it with our ears, because we're all actively tracking the ball. So yeah, if we get a certain amount of distance, then we got to say voice. So your hearing has to be pretty on point. Here you go.
Blind soccer is all about communication, and I think that's one of the really incredible things about the game is you really get to kind of key in on who your teammates are, who your coaches are, who your guides are, and that's one of the things I love. And so I'd say communication is probably the biggest thing, and then certainly just trying to orient yourself on the field, learning similar to learning where your teammates' voices are, but also learning kind of where different pockets on the field are, and certainly the touch of the ball. Antoine's an incredible role model. He obviously he's on the national team with blind soccer, and then he does some other adaptive sports throughout as well. Huge influence within not only the Richmond community, but also national community.
Good. Here. Middle school is really when I started to notice big changes in my vision. I was unable to read books in school, the fine print. I couldn't see the chalkboard, and that became a struggle for me. I wasn't able to complete mini classes. My grades were suffering, just so many things. And I have a genetic condition called retinitis pigmentosa, and it's just basically where your retinas are unable to produce a protein to help fuel them, so they slowly start to die over time. The doctor was a little very blunt, and they basically told me that I have retinitis pigmentosa and there's nothing I can do about it. I was gonna lose my vision and I was gonna go blind, yeah. On my own, I had to kind of start the journey of figuring out what's my next steps, right? As a blind person, how do I even function now? What do I do? I had a friend at the time convince me to go to school, because I really was just uncertain on what I was going to do next. Many jobs, I couldn't do anything at that point. I didn't have any cane skills, and I didn't know how to use VoiceOver or any assistive technology. I didn't know about any of this stuff. So school was the next natural progression. Yeah, there you go. So after grad school, I started my own private practice called Legendary You Counseling. And one of my goals was to make myself available to individuals with disabilities and individuals who are similar to my story, right? I'm a young man who lost their vision and maybe not know where to go, and I just want to make sure I be that beacon for them. Many of my clients, young men clients that come in, they don't recognize that there's more emotions besides anger and happy, right? There's a whole plethora of emotions in the middle there, and just introducing them to those emotions is something that I find very valuable and helpful to them, to allow them to express themselves more and not internalize so many things. Because it's really easy as a young man to go through this world and not really be heard or have your feelings validated. That's why I make it a point, even with my social media, I try to make sure that you guys see me doing everything. You see all the stuff, all the opportunities that we have.
Dreams to be the best.
When I first lost my vision, I did not know this whole world of athletics, sports existed. And I think that would have sped up my ability to just overcome the challenges of being down or being sad about it. I think I could have turned into who I am today a little bit quicker. Don't be afraid to dream, aim for the moon, land on the clouds, right? So anything that you want to do, there's always somebody out there who's already doing what you want to do. So just reach out to them, ask them how they did it, find you a mentor. Don't be afraid to try different things. I think that's the biggest message, the biggest takeaway.
Thank you for watching. Continue to follow Virginia news and stories by subscribing to our VPM YouTube channel.